Honestly, this is what attracts very toxic women when you put them on a pedestal. Only toxic women want to be worshipped. Women that are healthy, women that want something stable, they're going to find being worshipped a little bit weird, and they'll want to worship you back as a result, right? They want a more reciprocal relationship. So let's find out what Jordan Peterson has to say, and I'm going to give you guys my take on it, okay?
If you put the woman that you're attracted to on a pedestal, what you're really attracted to is your unconscious idealization of women. And men see their unconscious idealization of women in someone they're attracted to, especially if the attraction is pronounced and immediate, right? That's a projection, psychoanalytically speaking.
Yeah.
And then they confuse the woman with that idealization, which is very difficult to bear for the woman because she's not really there. That's the first problem.
Mhm.
And second, she's going to get herself in trouble and not know it because now and then she's going to do something that violates that ideal projection and be called to account for it, even though she doesn't know what rules she's breaking. Plus, the guy won't be able to listen to her or appreciate anything about her that's not perfect or in accordance with that ideal. So that means she can't really talk to him, right? She can't reveal anything that's untoward. If you
Well, that's the thing, right? And then this is how guys get manipulated because they idealize the woman so much, usually because you came from a single mother, that they can't imagine a woman ever hurting him. They can't imagine the woman ever stealing from him because they just think women are perfect unconsciously. And the way that they unconsciously think of it is because they give them so much trust. It's not that they consciously think that they're perfect, but that they can't imagine them ever hurting them, ever leaving them, ever like they can't imagine negative intentions on their part. And that makes you that's what Saquon Barkley goes through, bro. Like he worships the woman. And so the woman then uses those blind spots to manipulate you. Is what Brittany Renner does. Is what all of these women that the woman that Zion got with. Most of these guys are goofies because they just don't understand female nature. They're worshiping the woman. And so what that does is that it attracts these narcissistic predator type women. And all the good women will not be in your life. Why? Because women don't want to be worshipped like that. They don't want you to project. They don't want you to put them on a pedestal. Like a normal woman wouldn't want that. Now, a narcissistic woman, a 304 would, a woman on OnlyFans would. That's just how that works, right? And this is something that I had to learn. And for me, oh shit, people, sorry about that. Worshiping the woman means forgiving her very easily, believing her words, assuming that she doesn't have a dark past, assuming that she doesn't make mistakes, right? Assuming that she's the victim, assuming that she wouldn't be the perpetrator, right? Those are the unconscious ways that men worship women, right? Completely trusting them without even knowing them, right? And a woman can sense that and she interprets that as weakness on your part. That's just how they are.
Here's something really interesting. It's the bad boy paradox, they call it, that young, naive women are attracted to those Machiavellian types. But when they get older and more experienced, they start to be able to see through that. The reason they're attracted to it, as far as I can tell, and I talked about this with Bus to see if I was way off on the wrong track, is that those reckless, fearless people mimic real fearless competence. And young women aren't good at distinguishing between the two. And so they get sucked in by the sort of psychopathic recklessness because they think it's fearless competence. Right. And then, of course, the guys who are doing that, they'll prey on that because they're trying to ape competence. But what the women are really after in their heart of hearts, they might be out for an adventure too, because there's that element of it. But they want that fearlessness that does go along with true generosity.
But this is the thing, is that fearless guy also is not afraid to call her out. It's another quality. They don't worship them. In fact, they do the opposite of worshiping them. They tell the women, worship me. And women, what people are always notice is that when you do that, they do that. Like, they really do genuflect if you are willing to walk away. If you push them away. If you have a little bit of Machiavellianism, a little bit of coldness, women like that. But it's counterintuitive, right? Because any normal guy would never imagine lying to a woman, pushing her away, canceling last minute. Those types of things actually attracts them. But That's a lot of the times that does attract them, because it signals to the woman that you're not a simp. It signals to the woman that, oh, if he treats me like shit sometimes, then he must have a lot of options. And that's a wrong interpretation, of course. But that's what young, naive women think. Right? Young women are not good at interpreting character. That's why if you have a good character, if you're a good guy, most women can't acknowledge that, because they don't understand what good is. Right? They misinterpret the psychopath for the good, fearless one, the guy that will provide, the guy that will take risk for you, and they confuse that with the psychopathic, selfish, narcissistic guy. Everyone does, even guys, even us guys do the same thing, right? But the most important thing is open your eyes. Don't worship women. When you worship them, that's when they start taking advantage of you. That's when you start looking more simpy. And honestly, when you do that, you do you and your future kids a disservice. And that's just a fact.
All right, guys, we're going to have a brief intermission so that I could tell you guys about our new bundle that we're doing, where you guys can purchase all of my courses and get it at a discount. So this bundle is pretty much the bundle where you could just buy all of my courses. You could buy Nice Guy, which is a training course on how to come across more assertive, how to come across more confident, how to not give off nice guy vibes. You guys can get access to Dark Game, which is my full dating course on how to meet women in different scenarios, how to attract women, how to make sure you don't come across as creepy, and essentially how to act like a man and not act like a doofus, to be quite honest with you. And you get all of these bonuses, which is the bonuses of Dark Game, the bonuses of Practical Mastery, which is about how to master a skill, Social Mastery, which is how to master your social life, and the Laws of Human Nature, which is a book club videos that I had dissecting Robert Greene's book. All of this is naturally at around 238 200 no naturally is at $346, but you guys can purchase this bundle and get it at what's the price again? Get it at 238 pretty much. So you guys can purchase it right now. It's a money back 30-day money back guarantee. It's a good way to, rather than just buying them individually and paying extra, you guys can just purchase everything at a discount price. Now, the only thing I don't like is the fact that I'm giving you a lot of information at the same time. That makes me kind of scared, because a lot of times people don't do the things that I teach when you get too much information. But I've gotten too many requests to do this, so I'm just satisfying you guys. Purchase it right now by clicking on the description down below where it says purchase the bundle. All right, let's continue with the video.